Welcome to This Explainer. You know, when most of us think of airports, we just picture a transit checkpoint, right? Somewhere you desperately rush through with a squeaky roller bag. But today, we're looking at Zurich Airport or Flughafen Zurich Kloten through a totally different lens. We're going to discover how this colossal piece of infrastructure is actually this fascinating, massive reflection of Swiss culture, design, and hardcore engineering. Okay, let's dive into this. For a lot of us, just hearing the word airport triggers instant stress. We picture these sterile, fluorescent lit hallways, the endless security queues, and that frantic, sweaty scramble to find the right gate. But what if we completely flip that script? Can an airport actually be a destination in its own right? Zurich Airport fundamentally challenges our preconceived notions of what an aviation facility can be, turning a usually grueling travel process into something genuinely remarkable. To really appreciate what makes this place tick, we first have to wrap our heads around the massive scale we're dealing with here. 30 million. That is how many passengers pass through Zurich Airport every single year. Sitting just 13 kilometers north of downtown Zurich, this facility, known to pilots as LSZH, is Switzerland's absolute primary gateway. It's the beating heart connecting the country's world-renowned financial centers and those majestic tourism hubs to the rest of the planet. And it does all of this while keeping its status as one of Central Europe's most modern and acclaimed facilities. Section 1. Gateway to Switzerland, the global aviation hub. So to understand how this whole operation functions as a global bridge, we really have to look at its beautifully layered aviation ecosystem. Right at the top, acting as the primary global hub, we've got Swiss, the national flag carrier. They anchor their operations right here, running these massive long-haul wide-body flights across North and South America, Asia, Africa, in a super dense European network. Next up, acting as a home base, you've got Edelweiss Air, literally whisking people away to holiday spots like Malle and Windhoek. Then, Helvetic Airways and Share Airlines provide the regional backbone for European business and leisure flights. And finally, Zurich acts as a premier international gateway for all those prominent global network carriers. You know, your United, Emirates, Qatar, and the like. It's just a perfectly structured, layered ecosystem.
Section 2. More than a terminal, the Swiss cultural experience.
But let's pivot for a second to the totally unexpected side of things. $1.2 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. And that staggering amount wasn't just dropped on a new runway or a bigger baggage claim. Nope, it was spent on the Circle. This is an absolutely astonishing 180,000 square meter modern airport city built directly adjacent to the main terminal. It literally redefines what it means to be at an airport. Because here's the crucial point. This isn't just about grabbing a quick, overpriced sandwich before your flight. We are talking 2 massive Hyatt hotels, a major convention center, international brand headquarters, fine dining, and even a university hospital health center, just in case you overdo it on the fondue before boarding. But the absolute standout here is this lush park built directly into the surrounding hill. Just think about that contrast for a second. You have the heavy, industrial, high-octane environment of commercial aviation right next to a serene, natural Swiss landscape. It's just an incredible fusion of massive infrastructure and the natural environment. And this fusion of environment and infrastructure, it perfectly illustrates their total commitment to the passenger experience. Look, standard airport transit is usually something you just want to get over with. It's all sterile, quiet trains with harsh fluorescent lighting, right? But Zurich gives us the Sky Metro Alpine experience. When you hop on this underground automated train connecting the main airside center to Satellite Dock E, it's not just a ride, it is immersive sensory storytelling. As you glide through the tunnel, you're literally serenaded by the soft sounds of Swiss cows, Alp horns, and yodeling, all while film strip projections of Heidi waving from the Swiss Alps play right there on the tunnel walls. It is utterly charming and just so uniquely Swiss. Beyond the transit, Zurich is also a renowned haven for aviation enthusiasts. The airport features these world-class public observation decks, specifically decks B and E. And we aren't just talking about smudged windows you press your nose against. No, these are outdoor walkways situated directly above the aircraft parking stands. You get crystal clear views of takeoffs, there are multimedia airport tour guides, and they even have mini airports for kids to play in. So if you're stuck with a long layover, it actually invites you to engage with the magic of flight rather than just mindlessly staring at your phone at the gate. Section 3. Legendary Swiss Precision, Engineering and Efficiency. Of course, all that alpine charm doesn't really mean much if you miss your connection. So how on earth does an operation of this massive magnitude manage to run so flawlessly? Well, it starts from the ground up, literally. Zurich utilizes 3 intersecting runways, 10/28, 14/32, and 16/34. Now, having intersecting runways might seem a bit counterintuitive when you're trying to push high volume, but this is a highly engineered layout. It's specifically designed to safely manage the incredibly varying and complex alpine wind conditions. So, Swiss precision isn't just about fancy watches. It's about mastering incredibly complex environmental logistics to ensure safe, continuous operations. And indoors, that precision translates into profound relief for weary travelers. The airport operates on a brilliantly integrated single-terminal concept, which is split into gates A, B, and D in the main center, and E out in the midfield satellite. Because of this smart layout, Zurich consistently ranks among the top airports in all of Europe for short connection times. We're talking often under 40 minutes between gates. For us as travelers, that means no more frantic, stress-induced sprinting across miles of endless terminals. Pair that with ultra-fast baggage delivery and spotlessly clean, quiet passenger lounges, and you basically have an operational masterclass. And get this, that efficiency extends right out into the broader transportation network. Getting out of the airport is just as seamless as moving through it. Step 1. You simply walk to the Zurich Flughafen railway station, which is located conveniently right underneath the main airport center. Step 2, you board a direct Swiss Federal Railways intercity train that departs every few minutes. Step 3, you arrive at Zurich Hauptbahnhof, the main station right in the city center, in under 10 minutes. Under 10 minutes! Or, if you're heading further out, you can connect straight from the airport to Lucerne, Geneva, Bern, or Basel. Oh, and plus, there's the Glattalbahn light rail sitting right outside arrivals. It is, hands down, one of the most seamlessly integrated public transport networks on the planet. Section 4. A sustainable future, designing for tomorrow. So we've seen the sheer efficiency of today, but Zurich Airport is actively pioneering green infrastructure for tomorrow. Let's trace this journey really quick on the timeline. In our current era, as we talked about, they're managing 30 million passengers through those highly efficient integrated systems. But looking to the near future, they are executing a ground-up reconstruction of Dock A. And the cool part? They're doing it using locally sourced Swiss timber, natural daylighting, and massive rooftop solar installations. It's a project widely celebrated in architectural circles, and this all builds toward their ultimate goal set for the year 2040, an official target to reach net zero carbon emissions for all airport-managed operations. It's an incredibly ambitious climate goal, and it really sets a benchmark for the rest of the world. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've seen the $1.2 billion airport city, the singing Sky Metro trains, the brilliantly engineered intersecting runways, and the amazing timber-built future of sustainable aviation. So it really leaves us with a fascinating question. Are we just too conditioned to view travel as a chore? Next time you fly, whether it's through Zurich or anywhere else, will you just keep your head down and pass through, or will you stop, look around, and actually appreciate the incredible logistical magic happening right in front of you? Thanks for exploring this with me today. I'll catch you in the next one.